All right, what's up, Wolf Den? We're gonna give everybody a couple minutes because I'm 1 minute early. Technically, I'm 40 minutes late, but I'm gonna say that I'm 1 minute early. Totally forgot. I got caught up in some dev stuff, talking to the devs and just all the cool stuff going on. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm just gonna rattle through it today, and then we'll talk about the Wolf games. So let me show you. Let me start by saying. We've had a few delays in our flow because we were going to launch out our on our last Wolf games. We had a cool partnership with AutoShark. We have a really cool NFT. It's actually an NFW because that's how we operate. I don't think there's any way I'll actually be able to find the. Let's take a quick look. Yeah. There's too many Wolf Den Shark things on Twitter. Really cool NFW. You know what? I'll show it to you real quick. To celebrate our partnership with AutoShark, they've been great to us. We're about to have a partnership with AutoShark and Knight. A lot of people will be confused by that because they would see us as competitors, but that's not really how DeFi works. I've realized nobody understands how DeFi works, and that's okay. We're getting there, right? Maybe not. So I'll show you our next two premium NFWs. These are our next two premium NFWs. I'm sure there's a reason I'm sharing this with you, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Let me just make sure that you can see my screen. All right. So this was the one that was supposed to go live the Thursday before last. And this is to celebrate our partnership with AutoShark. Now, if you're here, hit the thumbs up, let people know. And you can decide if you like this one better. This was you could tell our artist was in a certain kind of mood when he made these last few. So this celebrate our partnership with AutoShark. That was going to go live. And this is to celebrate our partnership with Treasure Key. Okay, those are both going to be premiums with premium benefits. Now, our premium holders are mostly in profit. The most recent ones will be as soon as we get these out. The premiums are you buy a premium at an auction, and then you get 50% of the marketplace profits. That's kind of a big deal because we have kind of an amazing marketplace being built. And premium holders get 50% of all the profit generated on this marketplace. This was a test. So we're going to end up with probably one of the top marketplaces on BSC, if not the top marketplace with Wizard, and the Wolf Den will have its own section and collection on there. So, but the reason we did not launch these out there is because AutoShark got hacked. They got a flash loan attack, and so they've been very, very busy recovering. Now the deal was they were tracking volume, and whoever traded the most from the Wolf Den on AutoShark was going to get rewards. We're still going to do that. We got to give them time to recover. Okay, getting hacked sucks. We're not going to push them. So this will go live later. Treasure Key will go live later, and then we got some other really cool stuff. We have a huge NFW reveal at the Dallas event. If you are not in Dallas, you are going to be bummed when you see this. This is a big-time international type deal. It's way too aspirational, but we've been too successful too frequently to think that we can keep doing that. So maybe this is the thing that blows up. Maybe it's a good thing you miss it. I don't know. It's going to be outrageous, though, and I'm excited for it. It'll be NFW reveal at Dallas, and you'll kind of see how all of this. We got all of our base case ones. We got all of our Jeff Bezos wolves. We have all of our. You guys have probably seen Black Widow, and of course the DJ Engineerings. This all comes together into an international game. So, just when you think you know what's going on, remember we're playing chess. We're playing chess, not checkers. What you see is not all there is, and what you think we are doing is probably not what we're doing. That's the Wolf Den way. That creates uncertainty. A lot of people will not invest. They will not understand it. It will not make sense to them. That's okay. It doesn't have to. All they need to do is see this over and over and over and over again. And just like the people buying Bitcoin at $62,000. They'll come in, and there'll still be some upside left. But you guys are the ones buying Bitcoin at $100. Everybody thinks you're nuts. Everybody thinks it's a scam. Nobody understands it. So that was a quick explanation. So the wolf games are a little bit different as we're letting things settle. And we're just letting things settle. We like the games. We can play them. It's the same for us. The reason that I'm changing the games as of now is everybody in the wolf den is moving capital. They're moving capital on tonight, right? And we're moving stuff around, and we don't want you to make mistakes in all the shuffle. So we've slowed down some of the wolf games and stuff specifically for your safety. It's all the same to us. I'm here anyway. So we've just slowed down the wolf games a little bit to make sure that everybody gets positioned safely. That's all I care about. The hype and all that stuff, it's fun. But it'll be way more fun when you're making millions of dollars passively and playing wolf games with free assets, right? Don't want anybody to get wrecked. That being said, there is a game tonight. Okay, so NFT Marketplace. The reason I had to show you that first is because I was on testnet and I got to get on to mainnet so that I can connect here. And we can see there's 19 hours till this Wolfies game. 19 hours. Last time it went for like 10 hours or something stupid. So this one goes late into the night. Somebody might get an easy hoard of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, 57 million Wolfies sitting there. And so somebody's going to take home at least this stack of Wolfies. Don't make it easy on them. You know how to play the game. Play the game. Here's the other thing coming, and I haven't told anybody this. The team doesn't even know this yet. About once a month, probably on our town hall meeting, about once a month, we're going to make a big deal out of a hyper pot. And that hyper pot is going to probably be Guardian. So we play Wolfies here, but Guardian has a limited supply. Wolfies getting burned down. But nobody wants to sell their Wolfies or their Guardian. So once a month, we're going to make it super incentive. And we will just change this currency to Guardian. And the Wolf games will be played with Guardian. And that pot, I mean, that value once a month might get sky high. So super high upside game. The main reason is supply. This is how we replenish our supply. So we'll probably kick this out to change the percentages. 50% goes to the winner, 30%. There will not be a reserve because we don't play with Guardian every time. So this will probably get kicked out to Guardians or something. And then we need our Guardian supply. We do not have a huge Guardian supply. We don't keep one. We buy our own supply, or it comes from taxes. Okay, so this is actually a way to replenish our supply and do things like give our pools on night, right? So here's the thing. This night pool, we want to make sure all of this guard was purchased. We don't want to give out free guard. That's how you tank the price of your own token. So by playing the night game, or by playing this game, you guys purchased the night. So every night that goes back into the pool, right, was purchased at some point. That's very, very important for sustainability. You always want to look at now this is different. This is a DEX token. These are actually minted. These are minted in real time. This token does not exist. When you get yield, it is minted for you. That's another way to protect the price. What you don't want to do is get in a bunch of pools with tokens that were given for free unless there's some mechanism to support the price. Otherwise, your yield is going to get damped. Okay? So just give me insight how this ecosystem works and how the games are built for fun and for you to get huge rewards. But also, every time we play this, the bigger this pot gets, the more money everybody is going to make. Right? If it's the Guardian, the bigger the pot gets, the more money you make. The more sustainable the golden goose becomes. You see how that works? So it doesn't really matter if you put in my opinion, you put in, I don't know, $500 of Wolfies and you lost. Very short-term thinking, if you understand the ecosystem, to be bummed about that, because doing that over and over and over again is the reason people will make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars within the ecosystem. Okay, participation creates sustainability. That is the opposite of most projects. Most projects, participation makes it more and more fragile. More and more free tokens. Nobody knows what to do with them, so they sell them. That tanks the price. There goes your investment. Right? Sustainability, that's the name of the game. It's the only game I want to play. You don't have to. You do whatever you want. Sell all your stuff. That's fine. We have enough people committed to you could single-handedly dump this down halfway, and it'll get eaten up, and you'll be left in the dust. Not even worried about that. Now, I did tell a Guardian today. She was asking about risk, which they were great questions because it's like family money and stuff. If you are a Guardian, if you're a direwolf, and probably if you're in the den and you pay attention, I would ever tell you if I felt the risk was to the downside. I cannot make any promises, but that means if I ever felt that this could damp down to any assets, Wolfies, Knight, whatever, this could go down to 2 cents, and we did not have the resources and firepower to immediately recover it, right? Then the risk could potentially be to the downside. We are not there. I could recover. I mean, I say I, but also we as a community and our reserves and the Wolf Den treasury could recover any of our base assets tanking to zero. So the risk is not to the downside currently from where I sit. That does not mean that you cannot make bad decisions and wreck yourself. People will make bad decisions and wreck themselves. I am not going to recover people from making bad decisions and wrecking themselves. I'm not a savior. We are not saviors. Hopefully that makes sense. So this looks pretty. I built a strategy for somebody. I built a strategy. I said it's like 3 people. I'm totally cool with this Guardian entry. I got 160 BNB in KuCoin that is like I can't transfer over because I'm lazy. And KuCoin disabled the BEP20. Whatever. I will either get impatient or I will wait. And I would enter here, no problem. We look at that marketplace. I want to keep that up. We look at Knight. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful for a DEX token. Like this looks almost like it's going to round and come down. And for a DEX token, this is just a beautiful chart. This is not. Let me show you one more time what the best DEX tokens have done. Okay. Cake is the one, and banana, but these are the ones that if you got in early and you did not make impulsive decisions, you are rich. And if I know a lot of people that are borderline suicidal because of their decisions they made while they were early here and they sold off their DEX tokens. There we go. Cake's been around for a while. All right. So we look at a DEX. We'll look at a DEX token. We'll just do it this way. This is how most of them start, right? And there's a reason for this. This is totally normal. This is also not from the beginning. So we're gonna go back to here. This is how they start. Launch it at 61 here. And it stayed right around or below 61 cents till about here. Got to 70 cents. Took this long to get to $1. You can probably go back to DEX tools and see even more granularly. We launched at 25 cents and shot straight to $1 for a DEX token. That's unheard of. The reason being, these are getting minted as rewards. Now, what a lot of people are going to do, which I don't recommend right now, but that's just me, is they're going to sell. So they're going to sit in this farm, right? Let's say Knight BNB or BNB BUS. They're going to sit here, and they're going to get these rewards, and they're going to sell if they're sitting here and they want more. This is very, very, very healthy for the ecosystem. They're going to sell half of their Knight rewards to pair with to get BNB to pair, and they're going to grow this TVL. So as this TVL grows, we're just getting set up for explosive parabolic move. Okay. So totally normal to kind of see this. Actually, this is not normal at all. This is a byproduct of the people that we have here that understand what is going on. Typically, people need much longer to figure out what the hell's going on. So kudos to you guys. This is not normal, but this kind of dampiness, totally normal. And then as TVL grows and as people figure out what's going on, it'll rise up, it'll damp over, it'll rise up, it'll damp over. It doesn't have the same sharp pump and dump because it's not a fixed supply and it's not all being bought and sold, right? It's being emitted, and like people aren't selling their whole stacks. They're selling half so they can pair it, right? Or they're selling half to make this pair and they're putting the rest in a pool. Like there's strategic minds that are engineering wealth here. So the chart's going to look different. This is, I am beyond happy with this. Anything over 50 cents is a win right now. You might panic if your thing gets cut in half, but if you panic and sell, you're gonna look at this chart and you are gonna have very, very negative thoughts about yourself later. Anything under $1 at this point, to me, I would just buy. If I'm looking to inject money, I'm looking to where to put it. I told somebody yesterday that if it were me, I would go half guard BUSD, half night BUSD or BNB, because neither one of them is like holy shit, this is a huge discount, ape in, and neither one of them is overbought. So I just said I would split them. So that's some insight if you're looking to make decisions. The guard will, it'll look like this. Huge candle. We haven't even bought back yet. Because, and there's going to be a little dampiness, like I said, because all these rewards, what a lot of people will do if they get dry powder is they'll harvest them and they'll pair it and they'll put it in liquidity. It doesn't move the price, right? But it's bolstering up the TVL, which is a foundation for a parabolic move. So this is like a huge sustainability play. So you don't really want to see a ton of price action. If you look at banana or even cake, you see a ton of. I'll show you this. You'll see a ton of. Let me get to more recent days. There's a ton of volume that comes through here, right? A ton of volume, but we're talking about from $17 to $20. That's not a massive range. We're not going from like $20 down to $7, like shit coins or smaller cap fixed supply things. So you'll see a lot of movement, but you also see like this is just somebody that cashed out. That happens. That's fine. It's no big deal. Comes right back up. Right? This is somebody that probably realized what the hell's going on and bought back in. Like, this is how these things go. I want as much night as possible. You can want whatever you want. And let's talk through the Twitters. Then we'll talk about the games. Actually, let me finish my thought here. So, Auto Shark. We're going to do Auto Shark, and we're going to do Wolf Games, and we're going to give away 2 of these NFTs. Now, what we did was we sold one yesterday because we wanted to get a base price. We wanted to know what it was worth. You make sure there was still demand after the attack. Sold for 1.1 BNB, and it looks like it sold really quickly. So we got another one, and it's going to be worth about 1.1 BNB. I can't make promises, but we got the evidence. So we're going to give one away. It'll probably be tomorrow because the Wolf Games are so late. Just the way this got programmed. This starts 24 hours after the previous one ends. So let's talk about the Twitters. This is where I put my notes. You see here, go back and read the base case articles. Don't read new stuff. I don't understand why people read new stuff. You ever watch a movie or read a book and like 3 years after the first time and you're like, what the hell? This is way funnier or way more insightful, or like this is a different thing than I read before. And it's because you're a different person. If you did your job and you grew as a human, you're a different person. Reading the same thing as a different person is a different thing. So I strongly recommend that you go back to things that were valuable to you and you reread them before you read new things. One of those, or a group of those things, I hope, is this base case set. I just got all 4 back up there, thanks to Kevin, who makes them amazing. I see, to achieve this, you need this, and yada, yada, yada. And you see how simple it is, right? He says, let that sink in. And I responded, and I just wanted to share this with you guys, and just something to think about here. Everyone has everything they need right in front of them. All of you do. Maybe not as fast as you want, but like that's life. Sorry. I want to be 6'5", and like that's just not a thing. But I have everything I need to get to where I want to be within reason, right in front of me, and so do you. Our mind just wants to tell us that we never have enough. If only we had more. And if we dig deep enough, and especially like Dr. Jeff Spencer's stuff, it really comes from a place that we are not enough. We are not enough. And that is false. And as long as you believe that, you are not, no tactic, no new article, no new strategy is going to help you. So I recommend you go through these and you read them and you understand them and you do the math and you think deeply about things, because your mind is going to tell you that who you are right now and what you have right now is not enough, and that is not true. In my humble opinion. Just a crazy guy talking on YouTube. But that is why everybody is failing in crypto. There's so much upside. You can just step right into the base case, and a bunch of people aren't doing it because they feel like they need more to be worthy of whatever, right? Even when we're building stuff and people are like, we need a professional website. Like, and entrepreneurs do this all the time. I need a professional website and yada, yada, yada. And I can say, well, you actually have a wait list of clients that want to pay you. You can't even serve them all. What the fuck do you need a website for? What problem is that solving? And the truth is, they are trying to prove to the world that they are good enough by saying, well, look at how good my website is. Well, look how good this is. Well, look how good that is. So you got to catch yourself when you're trying to go, oh, well, we need this, I need this, and I need this. And you got to be very careful that it's not coming from a place of, I am not enough. People will take me seriously if I have a good website. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Let's be honest. So there's that. Read the base case. Somehow this turned into a YouTube channel about not crypto. Pacoca, our farms are up there. You want to track your stuff, go to Pacoca. I already posted about that, so I'm not going to go super deep into that. It's great. Let's see what I said, what this maniac said. This is it. To carry someone that is capable of learning to walk is to cripple them. That's why we are a-holes in the Telegram groups. We are not being a-holes. We are just not crippling people. I refuse to carry you. You know you can learn how to walk. It is a disservice to not encourage you to do so. And if you don't want to, go into another group and get carried. Blame them. Abdicate responsibility to them. Do not abdicate it to us. But everybody's looking for the playbook for success, and this is really, really important. This is the most important thing. This is the only reason I've done okay in crypto. Everyone's looking for the playbook for success. It exists. It's called diffusion of innovations. How ideas actually spread. Nobody understands this. Nobody understands, but let me explain this to you really quick. Drop a comment, hit the thumbs up, make sure that I'm not losing you. If you guys want me to talk about just crypto stuff, I can go just to crypto stuff. If I showed up to the Dallas event and let's let's say there's 200 of you there, and I said, guys, I got this new car from Tesla. It drives itself. It has no steering wheel, it has no brake, no gas pedals. Everybody, I bet everybody would want to say, you guys want to see it? Everybody would rush out to see it, right? It's innovative. And then I said, you know what? I tell you what, anybody that wants to drive it home right this second, you can have it. It is very likely that nobody would take me up on that, because nobody is ready or understands how to sit in a car with no steering wheel and no gas pedal and no brake pedal. So innovation is good for attention. Everybody wants to see it. It is very, very bad for action. It's bad for trust. It's bad for certainty. If you understand this, you can basically engineer whatever you want in life. Okay, but if you mistake innovation for information, if you think attention means action, you will flounder around like all of these crypto projects and investors are floundering around. Right? So diffusion of innovations, that's why I say in our groups, if you are not an early adopter, go somewhere else. You will be like the person that is like, oh, wow, self-driving car. This is awesome. Let me draw attention to it. But you will not know how to use it. You will ask a bunch of questions. You will have a lot of uncertainty. And you will probably just waste everybody's time, because you want to be involved from an attention standpoint, but are not the kind of person that can take action on something they don't yet understand. And it's nobody else's responsibility to change who you are. You just wait. Okay? Now, I drive it. Maybe a friend or two gives it a spin, and then they buy. Eventually, people see it happening enough, and they sit as a passenger, and eventually they develop the understanding and safety credibility they need to participate. Right? That's why we say just watch. It's safety credibility. If you go, I trust Nick, so I'm just going to do what he says, that's competence credibility. You believe I am competent enough, and that is all you need to know. You are an early adopter in my world. Most people need safety credibility. They need to see a bunch of other people do it first. And we do that. We use our guardians and our direwolves to give people what we call, I got this from Justin Demers, the gift of going second. We will bungee jump first so that you can see how it works. And then after you see us do it, there's safety credibility. You get it now. It cannot be explained. There are not words that can explain a self-driving car in a way that will get people to take action. People will take action because they trust Elon Musk. Whether they should or not doesn't matter. That's why they'll take action. After other people see them do it, after thought leaders are seen doing it, their audiences will do it as well. No amount of words will ever bridge that gap, ever. That's why we say, just watch. Don't use words to convince people of things if they do not value competence credibility. Right? PhD in, metabolic chemistry can say, I have a cure for this. And they can be right, and nobody will listen until Dr. Phil says it. That's how ideas diffuse. Dr. Phil feels safer than man in lab with lab coat. One is competent, the other is safe. Understand this. There's a range. Hope that makes sense. I didn't really think about what I was going to say there, so if I missed something, I apologize. But that's diffusion of innovations. If you understand diffusion of innovations, the whole world starts to, other people, behavior, how to communicate with people starts to make sense. It is very, very important in crypto. Crypto is still innovative. So if you innovate in an innovative space, there is no amount of words that can possibly get people on board if they are not giving credibility strictly to competence. I hope that makes sense. I love seeing this stuff. Yeah. Yep, it's never been about crypto. I think we talked about that already. It's never been about crypto. So we do have auto compounders up. Auto compounders are great. If you know where to find them, you know where to find them. Let me exit out of that. We don't need that. Let me look in the comments, see if there's any questions. Any questions, go ahead and drop them. So here's how the games are going to work today, I think. I think this is how we're going to do the games. Now, we do have this marketplace coming. We'll get our golden tickets on there. We'll get our Astro Wolves on there. We'll get all those things on there. And the farm, you're going to want a lot of wolf pups, right? You're going to want a lot of these wolf pups. You will be able, there's $171,000 of wolf pups staked right now. You're going to be able to take your wolf pups and stake them for a silver guard. A silver guard is going to unlock some really cool shit. And then you'll be able to stake those silver guard for golden guard. Golden guard is going to be the holy grail for most people. Of course, there is a last one, and that is a diamond or a crystal wolf. Very few people will ever be able to attain a diamond or a crystal wolf. It is not meant for everybody to have one. It is meant to mean something. Okay? So the only way to get ahead of that is to start minting your wolf pups. Now, if you mint too many wolf pups, or you decide, you know what, F this, I'm not patient, I'm going to go dick around in other projects, that's okay. Because you will be able to turn around and list your NFWs right here. You just create. Actually, you wouldn't create because it already exists. You would just list it here. I'm not on testnet anymore, but what it would do is it'll show your wolf pup that you have it, and you can list it for sale. You can either put it up for a price, or you can put it up as an auction. Let me move this a little bit. Okay, so pretty safe to just, and then you might get shortcuts to wolf pups. So ideally, most people are going to have to yield them, but if people decide, and if we're not providing value, and they go, okay, we don't want these wolf pups, you turn around and sell them. You might even be able to buy some to shortcut the process. That benefits the ecosystem because all of these fees, 50% go to premium holders and 50% go back to the ecosystem. So see how this all kind of works together in a way that that makes sense. Now here's the last bit of this ecosystem that came up. I just talk about all the shit that happens during the week. So you get into our world with wolfies, and eventually the only way into the wolf pack will be with a wolf pup. So, and it's got its rules right here, right? It costs this many wolfies to get a wolf pup, period. So what happens is the ecosystem is self-regulating. That's why we do it this way. In order to climb our ecosystem, you need more NFWs and more wolfies. So, if we deliver, wolfies does this. It keeps getting more expensive. It gets more and more expensive to get into our world. If we suck and wolfies damps down, it gets cheaper to get in our world. That makes our ecosystem, the wolf den, it self-regulates. It is the price that it needs to be based on how the market values it. It's not some random high price that we're trying to convince people. It regulates itself. Okay? If we become the most sought after thing on the planet, wolfies is going to skyrocket, and it's going to be really hard to get in, as it should be. And if it totally sucks and nobody wants to be involved anymore, it damps down, it's going to be really easy to get in, as it should be. So this is a self-regulating ecosystem. It has been since day one. I didn't think anybody was really, I told a few people. I mean, we've had this conversation with people, but I haven't shared that publicly because, again, innovation, right? I don't think people are fully ready to accept a self-regulating ecosystem in crypto because nobody has enough confidence in themselves. People go, I say, hey, just let them watch. right? We got to get like people, we got to get more TVL, we got to do marketing, yada, yada, yada. So just let them watch. Well, what if we don't deliver and they watch and it sucks? Well, then we shouldn't be convincing people to want it if it's going to suck. Everything that I build personally and that we build is self-regulating, or it's built to become self-regulating. There's no guessing involved. That's the beautiful thing about cryptos. We don't have to set arbitrary prices. We can build ecosystems where the market tells us what it costs to get in. We don't have to tell you. You just know that you need X amount of wolfies. And when we are booming, it's more expensive to get in. And when we suck, if we suck, then it's cheaper. Everybody, like, this is why most people fail in crypto, and that's why people fail in entrepreneurship, is they're like, well, you know what? I'm worth this much. And like, you pulled that number out of your ass. There's no evidence that says that's the value of what you're delivering. And then you wonder why nobody wants to buy your thing. And it's because you pulled the value out of your ass. That's why. So self-regulating ecosystem. If you are bullish on the wolf den, the more you accumulate now, the better. If you're not sure, just watch. If you are not wolfish at all, you think we suck, cool. Get the fuck out. Let some other people in. That's how it works. Get the fuck out. I have no problem. You guys know me in Telegram. You got a bunch to complain about. That's okay. Get the fuck out. There's plenty of people that will love to take that entry. And I signal people when there's an entry. I say, hey, somebody just dumped. Jump in. Only ecosystem I know where we can say, hey, big sell-off. If you want in, go ahead and get in. And nobody's panicking. And nobody's going, buy the dip, everybody. Don't tell people what to do with their money. It's retarded. Let's see here. Any questions? Drop in the comments. Wolf Games. This is how it's going to go. It's going to be an overnighter. It looks like, just because of the start time. Winner, and the winner may very well just make one bid and nobody else catches it. That's okay. The winner will get approximately one BNB, and they will get it in the form of that shark NFW or NFT. That's not NFW, it's an NFS, non-fungible shark. So we listed and sold for 1.1 BNB yesterday. It sold right away, and it's one of these. Okay, so if you want to participate in the Wolf Games, pretty simple. You buy some Wolfies now. We do have a Wolfies farm coming on night. Wolfies is not really a farming asset. Obviously, you can farm anything. It's not built to farm. You're probably... I wouldn't worry about it as a farming asset, meaning I'd put it in the farm and get free shit, right? But I wouldn't worry about unpairing it. Like, you want to play the Wolf Games, or you want to get some NFWs, like, you can unpair it. It's not a golden goose asset. It's not designed to be a golden goose asset. It's designed to be a regulator of the ecosystem, which means if the Wolf Den goes international and people like our shit, it has 100, 200, 300x potential. But we're not pumping Wolfies. We're not going Wolfies to 100x. It's a byproduct of the Wolf Den being valuable. Right? So you don't sit around and pump up the token. That's ridiculous. The only reason people are pumping up a token is so they can sell it on top of your head. That is the only reason. A lot of them are ethical. I'm not saying it's malicious, but this is how the Wolf Den regulates. When people are no longer willing to sell at this price, because what the Wolf Den represents to them is greater than that, then there is no option but for the market to pay more. That's how a market works. We don't convince people that Wolfies is something they should buy. Being involved in the Wolf Den is something that is worth any price, which makes Wolfies priceless. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't understand why nobody in crypto understands that. You make the token priceless. Bitcoin only represent $62,000 right now to day traders. Go watch Michael Saylor. Go watch the billionaires that are anonymous. You can't watch them because they're anonymous. Bitcoin does not represent $62,000 to them. It represents so much more freedom. The ability to remain anonymous. The Chinese government can't steal all their money. It represents safety, security, certainty, privacy. That's why Bitcoin got to the price it got. Nobody's pumping up the price of Bitcoin. Nobody's pumping up the price of Ethereum either, except for day traders and people that are new to crypto. So just understand, go deeper than what you see. And if you're in the wolf den, I'm sharing it step by step. You've been here since the beginning. If you want this, you will get, if you win the Wolfies games, you will get this horde of Wolfies, and you will get NFT that is worth at least 1.1 BNB. Keep in mind that BNB is like $600. So it's not insignificant, right? And you could potentially pair it with Wolfies when we have a farm. Or you could take that $600, whatever that ends up being, $650, $700 when it's all said and done. You move it over here into any pair that you want, pair some of the night that you have yielded, and boom, printing more money. You turn a little thing into a bigger thing, and you turn that bigger thing into a much bigger thing, and that's how compounding works. Hopefully that all makes sense. I had some really cool conversations today with some partners for Night. We haven't marketed this yet. It doesn't have its own, think about this, it doesn't have its own Telegram. It doesn't have its own Twitter. There's been no press releases. There's been no paid advertising or marketing or shilling at all. And it's 4x over launch price, and it's got almost 13 million in TVL. What do you think is going to happen when people go, what's our marketing plan? Shut up and watch. What's going to happen when people start watching? We know humans. We know what they do. So, all of this goes, it makes extremely wolfish Wolfies and extremely wolfish Guardian. Right? Nobody's going to know. People are going to come in tonight, and they're going to use it like PancakeSwap or ApeSwap, and they're not going to get the advantages that the people have if they've been building their base case. And they're getting in the wolf den, because these videos are public right now, because we have worked out we need the NFW farm done. I'm going to go much deeper in these videos. I'm going to go live every single day of the week. I'm going to try to go live every day of the week. Some days I just won't. Nothing to share. I just don't want to. But that will be for Wolf Den members only. What is that going to do to the price of Guardian and the price of Wolfies? Well, it depends on whether or not people want to watch these videos, doesn't it? Self-regulating. So this is where early adopters win, because they make a decision on competence bias. They say, nope, Nick and that team are not competent. So I'm not going to be early. When the evidence comes in, maybe I change my mind. The people that go, yes, I understand. I bet on this team. I bet on this person. I made a shit ton of money on Tesla. I don't know anything about electric cars. I bet on Elon. Love him or hate him, the guy tends to win. So I am an early adopter. I go, yeah, I will bet on you. Now, crypto, I actually bet on the ecosystem. It was different. On crypto, my initial investment was I invested in some platforms. I invested in some exchanges. I invested in insurance. I built a complete portfolio that would be successful if crypto was successful. So I bet on the crypto ecosystem when I first got in it, because I didn't understand it like I do now. So you can bet on whatever you want. But if you value competence, you're going to be early. If you do not value competence, or you don't know how to discern competence, do not be early. You're going to wreck yourself. You're going to piss everybody off. Really easy. Really, really simple. You don't blindly trust people. That's the mistake, is people don't blindly trust me. It's that the conversations that we have, they discern this makes sense, and this person appears to be competent, or they've just seen other stuff in the past, right? Like a lot of people that got in the night missed Guardian because they just didn't, they were like, yeah, I don't know that guy. I don't even think what he's saying is possible. And then they watched. The people that miss Night are probably not going to miss Dark Knight on Phantom because of what happened, right? So just know that's how it goes. We respect everybody, but they do not respect us necessarily. They don't know themselves, and we have to make sure that we're helping them understand that you're not an early adopter. Don't be early. Nothing good will come of it. You're going to panic. You're going to sell. You're going to FUD. And it's just because you don't have the cognitive capacity in this realm to be an early adopter. And that's okay. You may be an early adopter in a different realm. The fusion of innovations, the answers are there. These things are not confusing. They're only confusing if you assume everybody's like you and should be like you. And that's ridiculous. Wolf Games, do me a favor, drop your biggest takeaway in the Telegram. You know what? Don't do that. I mean, you can do that if you want. But I'd rather have this. I'll get a prize for the best one. I don't know what it is yet. The biggest takeaway from this week's, any video this week's, either retweet with your answer or just comment your answer. I'll put it in the group for you. And I'll think of something good to give. Our prizes are going to grow exponentially. They have been, and they will continue to do so. But we're keeping it kind of simple right now just to make sure people don't get confused. So our prizes are going to be astronomical. Our farming wallet, I'll tell you guys this. Inside baseball, it's at the end of the video, so only those that deserve to know will hear this. Our farming wallet went from our treasury. Last time I looked at it, there's about 150 grand in it. We don't keep a ton of capital in there. It's about 150 grand in our backup like treasury, right? I looked yesterday, and there's 2.1 million. 2.1 million. So last time we were giving out prizes consistently, we had about 150 grand to pull from. As of yesterday, 2.1 million. Where do you think all of that overage is going to? It's going back to the people that have proven that they get it and they want to participate over a long period of time. If you want to know how that gain happened, then we'll talk about that in Guardian and stuff. That's not typical. We have some unfair advantages. We catch some lucky breaks, sometimes see things that nobody else can see, but at the same time, by the time that I told anybody about it, they would be too late. Like, there's a lot of reasons. So I don't want you to think that's a normal thing. I hope it's a normal thing for us, but we're in the middle of like a very, very healthy market. So, but those rewards are getting kicked back. So share your biggest takeaway. If you guys need anything, I'm around. I have a bunch of meetings with people that watched Night. A bunch of people that told us no. Nah, we don't want to work with you. Or try to big time me. I get big timed a lot. It's hilarious. People like to big time. And then later on they find out some stuff. And they're super embarrassed. It's my favorite thing in the world. So a lot of people that big timed us before are now reaching out, trying to get involved. So we're talking to them today, and then we'll play nice. But appreciate y'all. Wowza, be early adopter, marketing. Yeah. Share your takeaways on Twitter. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if this is useful to you. I just shared this link a few places. I don't do any other kind of marketing. But comments and stuff, they let people like you know that I'm here, and maybe they'll be interested. B&B is $620 right now. So market is good. Protect yourselves. B&B is not going to go up forever. Build your base case. Move it into stable when you're ready. And I'll be walking people through some of that. We still got a month or two of super healthy market. Market cycle awareness is really important. People need to understand that what is happening today cannot possibly happen forever. But there are better options later that are not available today. that's how it goes. Appreciate y'all. I am gonna take a nap or something and then talk to all these people about partnerships.